Hi Scorpio, welcome to your Mercury retrograde in the sign of Aries special with me, Raphael Ray from Radiant Reality. So I'm doing this because I feel like this Mercury retrograde is going to be instrumental. I kind of feel like with the other transits that's happened, and certainly with the two retrogrades, the Jupiter and the Saturn retrograde, this one is going to be more instrumental. And I say that because the Jupiter retrograde has only just started and it's going to be like 4 months before it's done. The Saturn retrograde is going to be 5 months before it's done, and Saturn's going to take at least another 2 years to get through the sign that it's now reached. So this retrograde is going to be the one that really kind of starts to put and implement some change. And I say, why do I say that? So Mercury is the sign, Mercury is the planet of the mind, it's communication, it's text messages, emails, letters, documents, all of that sort of stuff. Co-workers, colleagues, siblings, neighbours, people that we interact with every single day on an every single day sort of level. And this is very much getting to grips with you. That's what Mercury is. It's how you communicate. It's the way that you communicate and the people that you are likely to communicate with in a day and on a daily basis. In the sign of Aries, the sign of Aries is about assertion. It's about how we assert ourselves. It's about our willpower. It's about who we are. It's about our drive, our initiatory sense. It's about us starting to do something or making the decision to do something. So it's a really powerful sign. And the fact that this is going retrograde means that it's about reassessment. It means that it's about reevaluation. It's about redoing something. Now, I've given this analogy in quite a few of the other videos, but I'm going to just give you a quick rundown. Everything begins with a thought. And your thoughts are the foundations that you build things on top of to create in the manifest world. You pour energy into that thought form or that thought construct until it eventually manifests itself, which is why, a lot of the mystery schools and the spiritual schools certainly as well talk about being, really careful what you spend a lot of mental energy on, because you will manifest it. So if you're thinking about something negative, that's what you're going to draw into your experience. That's what the experience that you're going to create within your life. This is, and Mercury retrograde is giving you a chance to reevaluate, to reassess, to really go into yourself and think about one specific area of life. Now, this is also a time where communication can go a bit awry, and you and Mars share the same traditional ruler. You and Aries, Scorpio, Mars used to rule Aries, used to rule Scorpio. Bloody hell, I got really confused there. So you guys kind of have a kinship, I guess is what I mean. So basically, this happens in your 6th house, and your 6th house is all to do with your work, but it's your work in service. It's more about, it's also about your physical body, about your health. It's about getting, really reassessing and reevaluating your health, really reassessing and reevaluating. I've got notes here as well. It's about your work and your health are going to be coming into questions, and with the Aries influence, you're going to be getting serious about your health and well-being and start to really look at where you are and where you're not looking after yourself. And this is the other thing. Although the 6th house represents your service to others, so it represents your work in that what you do for others, one of the greatest services that you can do for the world is to look after yourself, and to do that with with reverence and with love and with care and with attention. Because if you can look after yourself that way, you can look after somebody else that way. By it's been said that you make the world a better place by making yourself a better person. And that really is true, because that filters out into, how you treat yourself, you then treat other people better. How you treat other people better ripples out and it reverbs back at you. It's like what you send out is what you're going to be receiving. We're all transmitters, we're all broadcasters and receivers. That's just the way it is. Even those of us that don't seem to be big broadcasters and those that don't seem to be big receivers, it's a mutual co-creation with the universe. It always is. That's how energy works. So your 6th house, this is talking about, you know, like I said, your health and well-being. You're going to really start to reassess and reevaluate your health. It may well be as well that you come into contact with somebody that actually says to you, look, you know what, you're doing really well, but actually I don't think you're looking after yourself properly. Are you doing this? Are you getting that? Are you feeding yourself properly? Are you, you know, taking medicine, taking rest when you're sick? You know, this is about really starting to acknowledge how you nurture yourself and whether you actually do a good job at it, you know. And this is about being honest ultimately. You know, Mercury, communication in Aries, assertion, bold, brash, saying it how it is, you know, talking, and the retrograde there as well. This is going back over things. So, you know, this is you revisiting this. You probably already had these thoughts of, okay, you know what, I need to get a bit fitter, I need to get a bit healthier. You know, starting, or certainly laying the foundations for starting a new regime of health. So exercise, diet, looking into all of that stuff, holistic health as well, you know, physical kinds of therapy. So we're talking about things like massage, we're talking about sports massage. You could be, you know, looking at going to chiropractors. You could be going to, you know, people that work with the physical part of you, the physical body, people that work with, you know, getting you. I would say actually probably looking at a physio would be more likely of it, because, you know, they go in and get the muscles excited and then they give you exercises to do to build yourself back up. So probably a physio, and, you know, maybe even a sports massage, more so than any other of the holistic disciplines. But equally it could be, you know, you saying, well, actually, do you know what, I want to find a personal trainer. This is about gaining knowledge, gaining, you know, and communicating with somebody, rather communicating with yourself on who it is that can help you really tap into this energy of dynamic, you know, this dynamism of doing things, of making yourself better, of getting yourself to a better state of health. In terms of your work, this could, you know, I will say this to you, because obviously a Mercury retrograde, what I say versus what you hear and vice versa is sometimes where the communication doesn't quite mesh, or where it goes a bit awry. So these are the things that you really want to be asking yourself. And if you find yourself having those moments of somebody saying, well, actually, you know, you're not, or you are, or whatever, before you react to that, take a moment, just kind of, you know, and I said this to the Leos as well, because that's because of the card that they got. But yeah, take a moment before you respond to it, because a lot of what comes at you will be stuff that you've already thought about, stuff that you've already, you know, already understood. I think it's sometimes when it's highlighted to us outside of ourselves, certainly for a Scorpio, it's not a great experience. It's not one that they enjoy very much at all. So yeah, interesting. I would like to call into this deck all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I hope that the message that comes through is ultimately clear and concise and helps you on your path to your highest vibrational good. Okay, so wow. So the only other sign to have this was Virgo. You've got the Death card, which, and you know, the Death card represents the sign of Scorpio. This is your card. This gives you an immense amount of power. It means that you can be in total control of your health, your well-being. It means you can be in total control of your work environment, and more importantly, how the interactions there go down. What the Death card talks about is transformation. It's about being able to change. It's about having that ability to change. It's about having the ability to do something, excuse me, or be something completely different. And that in itself is, you know, a very, very powerful thing. This isn't the time to implement. This is the time to lay the foundations. It's the time to get the thought process, the understanding and the planning around it. So don't just launch yourself straight into a new regime of, you know, working out for 3 hours and then you do yourself an injury and whatnot. This is about you getting down in your mind and on paper, I want to improve these things in my life, and here are the steps that I'm going to take to get there. You know, if you want to be able to run 5k, you got to start with being able to run 5 minutes. You know, it's that kind of experience. This transit gives you the ability and the chance to reassess what you need to, so that you can manifest and create what you would like to. So yeah, I hope I hope this helps you in some way. I wish you an abundance of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance itself. Thank you so much, and I'll see you very soon for the monthly readings. Take care.